Hi, I'm Dr. Darlene Rossetti, the Regional Superintendent of Schools for DuPage County, and welcome to my show called DuPage Engaged. It's a show about people in DuPage County who make a difference every single day in the lives of others. And this show puts a spotlight on those individuals to give them an opportunity to share their stories with the outcome of inspiring others to get out there and also to volunteer their time. We're going to be showcasing a variety of different types of opportunities for you to get engaged. And today we have a very special treat for you, and we'll hear a little bit more about today's show in just a second. I want to set the stage very briefly for what this show is really all about. And last month we had our Lieutenant Governor, Evelyn Sanguinetti, who is the honorary chair of a new initiative called Volunteerism and Civic Engagement. It's all over the state, and it's an opportunity again to showcase and get people involved in volunteering in their communities. As we all know, democracy, and at the heart of democracy, volunteerism is at the heart of all of that. So we're very excited today to have with us lots of folks who are going to not only perform for you, but going to share their story with you, and again, to inspire you to want to volunteer as well. Each month, we're going to focus on a new topic. And the topic this month is going to be the arts. And there's lots of different arts out there. There's the fine arts, the performing arts, the visual arts. But I particularly love the performing arts. And I particularly love our schools and all the things that they do with the performing arts and the arts. And so I was delighted when I had heard about a band called the Pads Band. And with us today is the band director at York High School, Mike Pavlik. Mike, welcome to your band, as well. And so I am very excited when I heard about your band. And so I just want to ask you, how did this get started?
Well, I have a good friend who was the PADS coordinator for our local community PADS site. And it had been on my mind for a few months the idea of taking guitars and maybe a few students and showing up at the PADS site and maybe offering some guitar lessons or maybe singing some songs together. And so on a Saturday, last minute, I gave my friend a call and said, would it be okay if we brought some guitars over for this evening's PAD guest? And she was completely open to it. And so we kicked it off, and we took several guitars and a few students, and we sat down with the PADS guests after their meal. And we had a marvelous time. And there was such a expression of gratitude about just having come and share the music that it certainly inspired us to come back. And so we continued to do that. And I was thinking that the novelty of it might wear off for them, that they wouldn't want to come to the music area after a while. And that just wasn't the case. Every time we went, there was this heartfelt appreciation afterwards. And we were building these connections with a whole group of people that we normally wouldn't. And it was a beautiful thing, the way the music would facilitate these connections. And so we're now entering, this is our 4th year of performing on Saturday nights. We go about every other Saturday night and take our instruments, and we have song packets where we pass out to the guests, and we have our regulars, and sometimes we have new people that come in and will sing or play with us, and it's been a beautiful thing.
Do any of the PADS guests, do they ever play with you?
Yes, all the time. We have a couple of guests that will want to sing with us every time. We have a really talented guitarist that will play, and we've gotten to know him over the past 3.5 or 4 years now, and is marvelous guitar player. And just recently, this last week, we had 2 new guests who we hadn't seen before, and one sang beautifully, and one was playing guitar. And again, there's this. They may be new to us, but as soon as they start playing with us, we're immediately connected, and it's for me, that's been the most magical aspect of it.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. And you know, oftentimes we always think of adults volunteering, you know, after they retired, whatever. But you have young people here that are giving up their Saturday nights and other opportunities, and I'm sure you're practicing in between. How about you introduce us to your band?
Absolutely. On bass, we have Clark Pavlik, my son. We have Cayman Claus on guitar. We have Alex Tazowski on guitar as well, and Ben Pavlik and Reese Pavlik. And we normally will have, you know, some other students that will kind of ebb and flow in and out of the band, but there's always an open invitation to whoever to come play with us.
So I'm going to start with Clark, and I'm going to say, Clark, so I know it's your dad, and you know, I know it's your dad, but why did you, because you really are volunteering, why did you decide to get involved?
I don't know. I just remember my dad kind of bringing it up at some point, and I was like, that sounds like a really good idea, and I'm not really sure how that's going to go, but that's okay, and let's do it. And yeah, it was like the first time we went, and we were jamming with them, and people were getting involved and wanting to sing, and it was a really magical moment, and kind of got addicted to that, making people feel good.
Good. And a risk taker, so
yeah,
excellent,
yeah.
excellent. Cayman, I know you volunteered as well, and so how did you get involved in this?
Well, Mr. Pavlik is my band director, and he just mentioned to me one day in rehearsal, and I decided to show up and started having more and more, and now it's become a regular thing.
Cool. Another risk taker. I love it. How about you, Alex?
Well, he reached out to me through Amateur Musicians Club at York, and since then I came once, and I enjoyed it so much that I've pretty much come every time since then. So it's been.
So what is the Amateur Musician Club?
Well, it's this club at York where it's basically just musicians who like come there to like form groups and like perform with each other at like open mic nights and stuff. It's a lot of fun. So like since then I've really enjoyed pads, and it's been great.
Good, thank you. How about you, Ben? How'd you get involved?
Well, I was sitting on my couch one night, and then Dad comes home, says, going to pads to play music for homeless guests, and I said, okay. So I packed the guitar, and we left, and I mean, if it was a chance to play guitar, I was up for it, and even share it with other people.
Excellent.
I was up for it. Yeah.
Very good, thank you. And last but not least, how about you, Reese? What does it mean to you? How'd you get involved? Let me just ask you that. Were you sitting on the couch too?
I guess so.
Okay. Well, we're glad you're here, okay? Thank you very much. Thank all of you, really appreciate it. And so what's been most rewarding, and anyone can answer this, what's been most rewarding for you as you've been involved in this and you've been playing? I'm not looking at anyone. Go ahead.
Well, after we play, we have a certain time to go up till because the guests will go to sleep. But just after when we start packing up, guests who just come up to us and say, "That was really nice tonight. I'm glad you came." That's something I can just go home, feel satisfied about, and I can sleep well.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. Anybody else? What do you think it means? Like what do you think it means to the individuals?
Well, I know that for me, you know, I've been going for just about a year now. But every Saturday, there's always new people. We always see new people, and it just always makes me happy seeing that we're being enjoyed. Not just like the same people every week, but new people just always cycling through, and I like that.
Very good, very good. And you know what, Mr. Pavlik, I'm going to ask you this: do you just play at the pad shelters? Do you do other type of volunteering elsewhere?
Yeah, we do. We have a very active kind of a music performance scene at York, where we have several small groups of instruments that might not be a band so much like this, but maybe like woodwind quintets or brass quintets or trios, and we'll send those students out to either the hospital to play, or this last week we were in Bensonville with 3 groups performing at the assisted living facility and then the nursing home, which are on the same campus, and so it works very well. So 3 groups played at the assisted living facility, and then we went over to the nursing home, and we had students playing in 3 different wings, and one particular story that I just really love is that we were.
Well, how about we hold that story?
Yes.
And we're going to go to break, and when we come back, you are all going to play for us. What a treat. So thank you. Thank you. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Great.
A picture-perfect lawn may look harmless, but its effects can be a real horror show. Rain washes fertilizer, bug and weed killers off your lawn, down ditches and drains, and into our rivers, where they can be toxic to wildlife and pollute our water. So cut back on lawn chemicals. Mow higher, leave the clippings, and enjoy a beautiful, healthy, safer lawn.
How do you feel about your commute these days? A little crabby? You can change that pretty easily. Just take Pace and feel happy as a clam. The savings will be a big change too. Travel in a more relaxing Pace.
Hi, we're back with DuPage Engaged, and we're here today with Mr. Pavlik, who is the band director at York High School, and he is here with his band called the Pads Band. So how about it? We're going to get this party going?
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Awesome, gentlemen. That was really awesome. I loved it. Look at the talent we have. To all the taxpayers out there, I just want to say this is just a little sample of where your taxpayer dollars go. So keep up the good work out there. This was just great. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And this show, as I said, is about volunteering. And you've all been volunteering your time. You certainly could be doing a lot of other stuff on Saturday nights. So I just want to say on behalf of myself, thank you for what you do. And I want to just ask, and again, whoever wants to answer this question, what would you say to your peers, some of your peers in school, whatever, what would you tell them about the importance of volunteering? Why is it important to volunteer? Clark?
I think I think a really big important thing is like you kind of go about your daily life. You kind of just go into school and you're going home and you're doing your homework and you're getting ready for the next day of school. And I think it's important to kind of put yourself out there into a situation where you're not totally comfortable, and you're out there with different people and experiencing different things. Kind of gives you a little broader look on the world than you know at this moment.
Very good, thank you. How about anybody else? What would you tell your peers? You know what? Why volunteer? Why get into that? Why get into volunteering?
Well, I'd probably say it's really nice to see like the people there and like to hear about their stories and like really to jam with them. It's awesome, and like really over time you get so like it's such a great skill to like learn how to like perform with different people. It's like such a great life skill, and it's really great to go.
How does it make you feel at the end of the night? How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel pretty good. Usually we're all pretty tired. We're all kind of like whipped. Did a lot of playing, but it's always nice. It's nice. We always say like goodbye to everyone, and it's great. Like there's so many people there that we've come to really know really well. So
you're building relationships with the community. That is just awesome. Anybody else want to share anything?
The volunteering thing, I think, gives you perspective on things. I mean, helping out at a homeless shelter really makes you realize how fortunate we are. I mean, we have a roof over our heads and a meal. We get to choose what we eat, and it's sad to see that these people, especially on cold nights that we've had in the past, are just not as fortunate. And when we go in to play music, they brighten up a little bit.
And you're warming their hearts up a little bit, though, too.
It warms my heart, too.
Yeah, and making a difference, thank you. Well, you know what? You don't want to hear me talk anymore. I want to hear you guys. So will you guys play a little bit more? We got about 3 minutes to the next break, and love to hear you.
Cool.
Ben, want to do that thing?
Dear Mom, I don't know how to start saying something like this. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have gone to the party. I've entered a world I don't want to be a part of. I'm in hell, Mom. A nightmare, and I need you to help me. I'm so afraid it's too late. Everything spiraled out of control. I want to be your little girl again. I love you, Mom, and I don't know where to turn.
Dear baby girl, I wish I could have helped you. You would have never done anything, ever, for me to hate you. I just wish I could hold you in my arms and tell you it's all going to be okay, that we can just go back to the way it was. I love you, and I'd do anything to hold you in my arms one more time. Love, your Mom.
We are here with the PADS band who just performed for us. That was awesome, just awesome. And how can our audience come to hear the PADS Band? What opportunities are there for them?
Our next performance at the PAD site will be March 7th, and Saturday evening at the PAD site at Elmhurst Presbyterian Church on the corner of Spring and St. Charles in Elmhurst. And open invitation, bring a guitar or just bring your voice or any instrument. We really can incorporate pretty much any instrument. We start at 7:30 and we go for about 2 hours. There's a room that's dedicated to our music interaction, and yeah, we'd love to.
And they can come and volunteer a little bit at the PAD shelter, get involved.
Right. At that point, we would be able to direct people to the, I guess, the proper channel to link into a volunteer scenario if they wanted to work with regard to providing meals or helping set up or put away the clean after the evening. But we can put them in contact with the proper individuals to set that up.
Mr. Pavlik, I really want to thank you because I'm very appreciative because adults make such a difference in the life of our young people. So I am very appreciative. And I want to just ask this to you. You know, what do you want to say to what do you personally want to say to our young people out there to get them motivated to get out there and?
Yeah, I think this is just an example of something that really wants to work. This isn't anything. It's special, yes, but it's not rocket science. And it's just putting yourself out there and just finding those things that seem to really want to work. These connections want to happen, and there's a beautiful response that happens when those connections are made. And you just have to take a leap and try it. And once you do it, you are opening up to a whole other part of the world, like Clark was saying, that you normally might not see or be aware of. But these things want to happen. Those connections want to happen.
Very good, and thank you again. And how about we close with you all playing again? Thank you, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, go ahead.